The hall was glowing with soft lights, flowers, and slow music, everything set for the perfect wedding. Aisha stood at the altar with a calm, radiant smile, the kind that showed pure trust and happiness. Guests whispered about how beautiful she looked, how lucky Arham was, how perfect this moment seemed. But then, her smile slowly faded. While adjusting her bouquet, Aisha felt a small envelope hidden among the roses. It wasn't part of the decoration. It wasn't something she had put there. Her fingers trembled as she pulled it out. The moment she opened it, the color drained from her face. Her heartbeat stopped. Her eyes became cold and distant, like something inside her had shattered. Arham noticed instantly. His confident posture broke. His hands shook. He stepped forward, panic rising in his eyes. Aisha looked straight at him and whispered, "So this is who you truly are?" Before the wedding day turned into a storm, Aisha truly believed she had found the man meant for her. They met 2 years earlier at a mutual friend's event. Arham had that warm, easy smile, the kind that made anyone feel seen. He offered her a drink, started a simple conversation, and somehow, that one meeting turned into daily messages, late-night calls, and long walks full of promises. Arham always knew what to say. He talked about loyalty, about building a future together, about standing beside her through everything. Aisha admired how confident he seemed, how caring he acted. She never questioned his words, because he made her feel safe. And when he proposed, she didn't hesitate. She thought she was stepping into a lifetime of honesty. Wedding preparations began with joy. Families laughed, friends teased, and Aisha glowed with excitement. She planned every detail, from the color of the flowers to the music at the entrance, believing every moment would become a beautiful memory. But hidden behind Arham's perfect smile was something she couldn't see. A small hesitation in his eyes, a few unanswered calls, tiny red flags she brushed aside. Because love can make you ignore the things that later break your heart. As the wedding day came closer, small cracks began appearing, cracks Aisha didn't want to see. It started with late-night calls. Arham would step outside to answer. He always said it was work, but his tone was too soft, too private, like he didn't want her hearing a single word. Whenever she walked into the room, he quickly turned his phone face down, pretending nothing happened. His behavior changed too. Some days he was overly sweet, overly attentive. Other days he seemed distant, distracted, almost guilty. Aisha felt something was off, but she kept convincing herself it was just stress. Her best friend, Sana, didn't buy it. She noticed the shift instantly and warned Aisha to stay alert. But Aisha brushed it aside. She trusted Arham, or maybe she simply wanted to. The truth became harder to ignore the day. Aisha called his office to send him lunch as a surprise. His coworker casually said Arham hadn't shown up at work for 2 days. Yet Arham had told Aisha he had back-to-back meetings. That lie stung in her chest, but she stayed silent. She wanted to believe in the man she loved, even when the red flags were right in front of her. The truth finally hit Aisha on a quiet evening, just a week before the wedding. She had gone to Arham's house earlier than planned, hoping to surprise him with a small gift. As she stepped inside, she heard his voice, soft, cheerful, almost flirtatious. It wasn't the tone he used with her. It was warmer, sweeter. She froze near the hallway, hidden from sight. Arham was on the phone with someone, and the words he said felt like knives slowly turning inside her chest. "Relax. After the wedding everything will fall into place," he whispered. "Aisha's family has influence. I just need to secure the position. Don't worry. She trusts me blindly." Aisha felt her breath leave her body. He wasn't talking about love. He wasn't talking about a future with her. He was talking about using her. Her hands shook, but she stayed silent. She pulled out her phone and quietly recorded the conversation, every sweet lie, every manipulative sentence. Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't walk away. Not yet. She left the house unnoticed, her heart breaking with each step. But instead of confronting him, she made a decision. She would expose him at the perfect moment, when his mask would hurt him the most. After overhearing Arham's conversation, Aisha tried to stay calm. but the universe seemed determined to show truth. 2 days before the wedding, she started receiving anonymous messages. At first, she thought it was a prank, someone trying to ruin her big day. But when she opened the first file, her stomach dropped. It was a screenshot. Arhem texting someone with the same sweetness he once used on her. Just a little longer. After I get what I need, I'll walk away. Another message arrived with a voice recording. Arhem laughing with the same woman from the call, saying he would handle Aisha easily and that she was useful, not special. Each message peeled away another layer of the man she thought she loved. Every truth hurt, but every truth also made her stronger. Then came the final blow. On the morning of her wedding, while the makeup artist fixed her veil, someone slipped a small envelope into her bouquet. No name, no note, just silent truth waiting to be opened. Inside was the last missing piece, proof that Arhem planned to end the marriage shortly after, securing financial advantages through her family. Aisha closed the envelope with steady hands. Now she had everything she needed, not to cancel the wedding, but to end it on her terms. From the outside, Aisha looked like the happiest bride in the world. She laughed with her cousins, posed for photos, and checked every detail of the ceremony. No one could see the storm building quietly behind her calm smile. And Arhem, he looked relaxed, confident, completely unaware that every step he took was leading him straight into his own downfall. Aisha didn't confront him. She didn't cry. She didn't break. Instead, she took action with a clarity she never knew she had. That evening, she met her family's longtime lawyer, Uncle Farid. Without saying much, she handed him her phone screenshots, recordings, messages, everything. His expression turned serious as he scrolled through the evidence. Aisha, are you sure you want to do this? He asked gently. She nodded. This isn't about revenge out of anger. This is about truth. Together, they planned every detail. Legal protections were arranged so Arhem couldn't harm her family's reputation or finances. Documents were prepared in case he tried to twist the story later. And then came the final part of her plan. The moment the truth would break him. At the altar, in front of everyone he tried to impress, where his lies would finally collapse. Aisha was ready, calm, steady, unshakable. The hall fell into perfect silence as Aisha stood at the altar, bouquet in hand. She looked stunning, graceful, calm, almost glowing. Arhem smiled proudly, believing he had already won. But that smile faded the moment Aisha slid the envelope out from between the flowers. Her hands didn't shake. Her voice didn't tremble. She opened the envelope slowly, letting the tension wrap around the room. Inside was the final proof, the one Arhem thought he had erased forever. Aisha, what are you doing? Arhem whispered, panic rising in his eyes. She didn't answer him. Instead, she turned to the guests and spoke clearly. Before I take this step, you all deserve to know the truth. Gasps filled the hall as she revealed the screenshots, the messages, and the plan Arhem had plotted behind her back. Then, with a nod to the technician Uncle Farid had spoken to earlier, the speakers came alive. Arhem's own voice echoed across the hall. I'll get what I want and leave her. She's useful, nothing more. Whispers turned into shock. Shock turned into anger. Arhem stepped forward, stuttering, trying to explain, but the lies on the speakers silenced him. Intentions gives you the power to act, to protect yourself, and to reclaim your life before it's too late. Trusting your instincts is not just advice, it's a survival tool. If something feels off, if a small doubt keeps nudging at your heart, don't ignore it. Red flags may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they reveal patterns of deception, manipulation, and betrayal. Aisha ignored them briefly, like we all sometimes do. But once she noticed them clearly, she acted with courage and clarity. And perhaps the most important lesson of all, walking away is not weakness, it is strength. It is saying, I will not let lies and betrayal define my life. Choosing your dignity, your peace, and your self-respect over toxic relationships is one of the bravest things a person can do. Because in the end, strength is not in revenge, it is in rising above and moving forward.